old rivals met in New York. Manchester United played the great Arsenal. Manchester United came out 2-0 winners in the friendly here in America. And a lot of Manchester United fans seem to think that they're going to win the league based off of this preseason game. I've also heard some say Arsenal won't make it to top 4. Hey, how was that match?
Let me just say, I'm a firm believer. How you practice is how you play, and I like the fact that my coach came out and said, Manchester United, as a Manchester United coach, we don't play friendlies. Every game should be taken seriously, and with all the money Arsenal invested,
200 million?
and the team that they started yesterday, I felt like they was taking that game serious. So now, a lot of Arsenal fans, hold up.
Let me just pull up the starting 11 we used yesterday. Because first of all, if we were taking that game as seriously as we should have, Ben White would have started. Let's start there. He started Timber. Timber is yet to play a full game for Arsenal. And even though I think he is the best signing for us this season, Timber is not the starter that we would have played if we were taking this as seriously. I think Mikel Arteta used this game against Manchester United as an experiment. And who better to experiment on than a Premier League team? And that's what I think he did. But go ahead.
All right,
Back to what you were saying.
Let me just say this. Arsenal started
and Nketiah would have never started if we were taking this seriously. And no offense to Eddie Nketiah, but we can't defend you all the time. Like, he would not have started, all right? All right. Ben White would have started. Ramsdale, Ben White, Saliba, Gabriel. We have Partey back in the squad. This would have been the best opportunity to play the Partey, Rice, and Odegaard midfield. And then start Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus up front. I think this is what preseason is about. Experimenting, seeing how well these new people can gel with your team, see what we can do for next season. And the best team, as I said, to experiment on is the team you're going to be playing against next season. Your biggest rival. Let's see how Timber can match up against a Manchester United.
Let me just say this again. Arsenal started a very strong team.
But we also have a bench now. So every player we put out there, it's going to look like we have a very strong team. Like, we have a strong side.
So basically, you're telling me now, no excuses, right?
Carry on.
All right. So let me get back into it. Arsenal came out starting a very strong team. All their social media fans, especially the popular ones, were hyping up this game beforehand. After they beat the MLS All-Stars 5-0 earlier in the week, they felt like they were on top of the world. Let me just tell you, they came to New Jersey and they got punched in the mouth. I'm not a firm believer in playing Premier League rivals during preseason.
Can I cut you? Because I don't want it to pass. They got punched in the mouth. I don't want to pass that because that was an ugly game by Manchester United, and it all started with your coach, who I'm sure he had them all, like fueled up to play against Arsenal, thinking this was probably the goddamn Champions League final. It is a preseason friendly, and yes, I get it. We're big rivals. We're not gonna be friends, but you don't go out and play such damaging football. So yeah, they did want to punch us and break us out there.
Let me just say this, right? Ten Hag has come in and have Manchester United confident again. I love everything he's doing so far. In his first season, he made a few mistakes here and there, but with the game of football, a lot of stuff, keyword, like you said earlier, a lot of experimenting. Some of the players, he didn't necessarily know them. He gave them a fair shot so they can prove themselves. Yesterday, like you said, he had them players fired up.
Yeah.
Of course, we were overly aggressive because guess what? Arsenal are known to break when they're roughed up. So guess what? We roughed them up, and we came out on top. And it actually sets the tone for September 3rd when we meet in the league.
Wow,
And
you
I'm
have that
actually,
bookmark.
I have it bookmarked, and I'm looking forward to it. And all the Arsenal fans that been talking smack for the past couple months, leading up to this preseason game, and looking forward to what we're gonna have in the regular season, it's on and popping. But I must say, even though we won the game, yeah, you can say it's just preseason, but preseason can also give you a glimpse of what to expect in the upcoming season. And you can clearly see that whatever Ten Hag is doing, some of these fringe players have actually stepped their game up. Arsenal, let me speak on Arsenal for 2 seconds. They broke the record for an English signing, 105 million British pounds for basmati rice. And
I think it's Jasmine, but we'll that's yet to be determined.
you know what? He might be plastic because look at the little kid.
Plastic rice was a wild time. But carry on.
The little young kid from the Manchester United Academy, Mano, or Manu, or Mano, whatever they call him. The young prodigy, the young star boy in midfield yesterday, 18 years old, showed that he can mix it with the men. And for somebody that's players don't determine their price tag, but once you get signed for a certain amount of money, the expectations are going to be super duper high. So yesterday, for the money Arsenal spent, yeah, you can say he hasn't gelled in with the system yet, but bala.
He didn't play bad, but also he hasn't played a full 90 minutes for Arsenal yet. I just think we cannot get ahead of ourselves with this preseason game. As an Arsenal fan, I refuse to let this determine what our future will be like. And Musi, I implore you, do not use this. Do not use this to determine what Manchester United will do in the season, because I shall be on Twitter when you are cussing them out, when they are not delivering what you think they should based off of a preseason match against Arsenal. It's too early. There are just too many different variables. We've lost a core of our Arsenal squad in Granit Xhaka. Like, I don't know who will be able to. No, Granit Xhaka would have stood up in that field yesterday and rough up Manchester United. Like, we do not have anybody in the team who will get physical, who will thump them down.
Can I interject for a second?
Like, we lost that. It's going to be hard for us to, or not hard, but it's going to take some time for us to just kind of develop what we had last season. And I'm going to use this to say, I know a lot of you guys were so excited about the new signings and we can just simply forget about some of the guys who were there, who took us on an amazing title race last season. No, we can't do that. They did that last season. A party. Zinchenko, like, they were there. And just because we have some new signings, it doesn't mean that we should be quick to let them go. It doesn't mean that we should be quick to forget about what they bring to the team. We have Jorginho, who we got from Chelsea, who really helped us out at the end of the season. You know that. He has the experience. He has that leadership. And I do think those players are still very important to the success of the team this season. And I would like for the fans to just be patient. Let's see what Mikel Arteta does with his new signings, and let's see how best we can get the best out of the old guys, the new guys, and just have a plan going forward, because it is a process and I trust it.
I hear you talking, and even I agree with a lot of the stuff you're saying, but we live in an era where nobody has patience anymore. Arsenal over the years were, back in Arsene Wenger days, they would say Arsene Wenger wasn't properly backed. Emery came in, he wasn't properly backed. And Arteta first couple seasons, he wasn't properly backed. But now this season, you guys went out and spent over $200 million.
And the season hasn't started yet. This is preseason.
Hold on. It's preseason. I understand that. And I'm sure they're probably going to sign somebody else. Do I believe Arsenal signings is going to push them to go all the way in the title race this year? Absolutely not. I do believe yesterday, even though it's a preseason game, and I'm glad you said it, that aggression, that steal in midfield, you guys no longer have it. Mm-hmm. And yesterday, what Man United did, a lot of teams, even though it's preseason, a lot of teams are going to be watching that tape and realize that if you get up in Arsenal face and play tough and rough them up, they gonna break.